Face the Strange, Chapter 3. Shadow and Dally were talking in the Great Hall, when all of a sudden a cheetah ran in at warp speed, barreling through chairs and people in a frantic rush of hurry. "Shadow! Dally!" shouted the cheetah. Suddenly it turned back into Charla. She is an animeograph and can turn into a cheetah. "Something is going upstairs!" Shadow put them all on his back because he is fastest ever, faster than the leopard, and they ran upstairs and busted down Dumble's door. God damn it. Just in time to see him unzipping his jeans. He's unzipping on a molecular level. "No! Edward!" Dally shouted. She loved Edward, and would never see him get hurt. She ran at Dumbledore and head-butted him. He flew back into the wall and fell into his phoenix, and they both exploded into thin air. "Fuck, we lost them!" explained Draco. "We have to get those bastards fired from Hogwarts." The three of them mated downstairs to Professor McNoogle's orifice and demanded an interview. She opened the dory to her chamber and said, "Come in, dearest Stunts. What can I ask you in?" "We need to get a certain pedophile fired from this place," said Harry. Harry has not been introduced yet. "He tried to rape some students, including me." "Oh no, don't worry, though, I will have all took care of," she said, and bamfed them out. A week later, a blog was posted about it on the bathrooms that said, "A teacher has been fired from improper acting against a student. This teacher is Professor Umbridge." She did nothing. She literally did nothing. She just told two students to stop making out. "What?" They all mounted in unicorns. "They fired the wrong teacher." "Wait, keep reading," said Shadow. "It said more. There is a new teacher to be hired in place of this one, and his name is Jack Skeleton. Best character." "Yay," I said. "Professor Skeleton will know what to do. Let's go to his class and tell him about that faggot Dumbledore." They wailed over and came into his office. He was very skinny and had a skull for a head and no eyes but teeth on them. "Hello, students. What can I help you with?" he asserted. "Dumbledore is gay," blurted Edward. "Well, students, there is nothing wrong with being gay," he said. "I am bisexual myself." "No, but he tried to finger us," said Draco. He turned blue a little because he was embarrassed. Draco is straight, and it's Adam and Steve, not Adam and Steve. "Oh, fuck," said Jack. They exclaimed to him the whole story, and he said, "Don't worry, I will take acres of this. Just go to your rooms and sleep for tonight. Until then, Incest Dumbledore is not here. There are no rules." It's the best sentence. Man, you had a fight with the English language, and you fell out of that tree and hit every branch on the way down. So they left and went to their rooms, except for Dally and Hiei, who hung out outside of the dorm rooms started. "Did you hear that Professor Skeleton said?" Hiei asked. I know that you are mad at me, but there are no rules, and maybe I can make it up to you." "How would you do that?" asked Dally. Just then he pushed her against the Ravenclaw satellite and begun to kiss her gastrically. Like, inside her stomach? She put her tongue in his mouth and felt his teeth. He cut his tongue on her fangs, and the blood tripped down his chin. "Your blood's a clumsy bitch, Hiei." He was turned on by it, and suddenly Dally felt something against her. "Hiei, is that your wand?" she asked. "No, that is my penis, Dally," he said. "OMG, you're huge. You're like 6 inches." Which, I mean, technically above average. She shouted, gasping for breath. "No, I am 6 inches flaccid. Right now I have a boner, so I am 10 inches, he said. That means that Dally has no idea what distance is. Like, she has no idea. If 10 inches is 6 inches to her, she has problems. Della was at a loss for words. She was a virgin and did not know about dicks, and it was her first time having a penis. "Let's go to your room," said Hiei. "I want to have sex with you." So he said the password, and they went into Ravenclaw, and went into Dally's bedroom. A couple Ravenclaw were like, "Dally, what he is doing here?" But she turned Hiei into a broom with her powers as a mutant, so they didn't notice anymore. She then unturned him back into a Hiei when he got into her bed. They started kissing and taking her clothes off. "Do you have a birth control?" asked Dally as she started to put it in. "No, I didn't think to bring some," he said, frowning, but he kept doing it. Maybe think of that question before you start shoving a 10-inch cock into you. Like, really, like, that seems like a question that you should ask before you're in mid-coitus. "Hiei, please, I don't want to have a baby. You can get pregnant even from your first time," she said, kissing him and moaning as he went faster and faster. "The more you know." It will be okay. You can just use your powers to turn my cum into water, and then it won't be babies," he said as he started to titty fuck her. Her boobs were huge, so he could wrap them around his wiener like bumblebees. "That sounds like a good idea," she said as he squirted on her neck, then flipped her over and started rubbing himself on her back. "I can also use my powers to turn the stuff into the kinky sex toys." So they continued, but just like from first Chapter 1, Edward was watching from the darkness. He had used his vampire powers to turn into a bat, and they didn't notice him fly in. He was angry, and he was Tumors. He was so mad at both of them that he used his wizard powers to turn the water back into cum. He would have his revenge.